of the Nevada Trucking Association. Here in my office, just waiting to go about 20 miles down the road to lovely Carson City, Nevada. Just want to give folks an update on some of the things that we've been working on. Let's start with Senate Bill 48. Senate Bill 48 deals with an increase in fuel tax in our rural counties that have to be approved by the county commission or by a vote of the people, 5 cents a gallon, and some of that money would go to truck parking. So that's kind of the beautiful thing about that. We know we have a truck parking issue in this state. It's one that we've been working on with NDOT, with the RTCs, with our partners, in urban areas. This could build some truck parking in rural areas. So 20% of that money would go into a fund dedicated to truck parking. Good thing, something that we appreciate. It's not indexed. It's a 5 cent, one-time 5 cent gallon tax. So we are working on that. Had some great testimony on that, talking about our issues, maintaining roads in rural areas as well as truck parking. So those are that's one of the bills, positive bills that we are working on. Did have a bill introduced yesterday that by Senator Brooks, Senate Bill 254. Make sure I got that right. 254, which deals with greenhouse gas emissions, and it requires annual reporting. Myriad of different industries, electricity, transportation, heating, agriculture. How do these industries contribute to greenhouse gas emissions? Transportation, I think, is number 2 on that. So, this is something our industry really has taken a lead on, and especially here in Nevada. We are so close to California. We have a huge number of fleets that are 100% CARB compliant, that have gone out there, have made that investment early on to make sure that they are driving the most sustainable vehicles that they have. And also in the state of Nevada, we have a beautiful thing, the fact that we allow longer combination vehicles. We're able to haul a lot more freight on a lot less fuel than our neighbors do to the west. So totally a benefit that we see here. We do have some concerns when you look at things like the Paris Accords, which is mentioned in this bill, where we talk about mandates, where we talk about retrofits, where we talk about possibly mandating purchases of these zero emission vehicles, because ultimately their goal is by 2050, which is only 31 years away. Only be I don't think I'll be 75 by that point if God willing I'm still alive. They want to go to zero or near zero emissions. So, this would take things that have been implemented in California, things that have been implemented in the Paris Accords, put them here in Nevada. One of the things we'd like to see in this, and we are going to work with the sponsor, because I think we have a great story to tell on sustainability. I know we have a number of members, who are using not just alternative type fuel vehicles, but, who are implementing things like the SmartWay program into their fleet. In 2014, we worked with the EPA for phase 1 of, reducing greenhouse gas emissions. So, this is something our industry is already doing. So, telling that story is great, but we also want to talk about what some of those real world costs are. What are the benefits to these, and really do a benefit cost analysis to make sure that we are seeing the benefits that we all want to see from these reductions. I see some of these bills, they do give me a little bit of concern. Something that we're going to try to work with folks on to see if there's something that we can manage and really look at the real world implications of it. So one of the bills, that's one of the bills that we're working on, and we're going to keep you apprised of as it moves session. Also have other bills that are moving forward. Hey, Jaron, you want to come and talk about Senate Bill 166, which is going to be heard today in Senate Commerce and Labor?
Senate Bill 166.
Well, tell them who you are first.
My name is Jaron Hildebrand. I'm with the Nevada Trucking Association. I work with Paul. Senate Bill 166 is a discriminatory wrongful termination bill where you would be fined through the Department of Equal Rights Commission. It has a myriad of fines and a myriad of ways to, litigate the wrongful termination. It's a very egregious bill towards business. We're hearing it today, and we will see how it all unfolds and how it progresses throughout the session.
And in this email where you're getting this podcast, you can look at all the bills that we're following, and you can click on them and just see what those impacts are. Hey, I want to thank you guys for watching, for listening. Also, I am hearing more stories about folks on I-15 going through the Moapa Indian Reservation and getting these insane fines. That is something that we are continuing to work on. It's a difficult issue because we're dealing with a separate sovereign nation under our U.S. Constitution. So it's one where state law doesn't necessarily apply. So we are working with folks at the federal level to try to mitigate some of this stuff. If you have issues on I-15 going through Moapa, please let me know. You can send me an email, pj@nevadatrucking.com. I'd like to hear your story. If you have a ticket, please give me that ticket, because I know this is an issue, a bigger issue if you've gotten one of these tickets. And I mean, I've seen some of them, for paperwork violations. We're talking about $7,000, $8,000 fines. Yeah, you can go and negotiate them down, maybe $2,000, but still very egregious. This is somebody who is giving these fines, who we know a lot about over here at the Nevada Trucking Association. We do have some information. So please, I need more information from you on how you're being impacted. If you're being impacted, please reach out to me once again, pj@nevadatrucking.com. Everybody have a great weekend. Thank you very much.